All right, you're looking on Capitol Hill right now. This is right outside Chuck Schumer's office, the Senate Minority Leader. He is going to be addressing reporters very soon, give an update on where he thinks things stand right now with this 26-day-old government shutdown, partial or otherwise. It's the longest the government has been sort of sidelined here. How much longer could it drag on? The president is trying to reach out, he says, to Democrats as well. The chiefs aren't hearing from him, but a lot of the Indians are. New Jersey Democratic Congressman Gottheimer was with the president earlier, joins us right now. Congressman, thank you for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
So where do you stand on this? What did you learn meeting with the president?
We had a very productive and constructive conversation. It was a bipartisan group of the Problem Solvers Caucus, and we basically got into the issues, listened to one another, both sides, and really looked for a way forward. And I think I left with the feeling that both sides are really interested in finding a way out. You know, obviously, I think it's very important that we reopen the government. You got the economy taking a hit. It's affecting jobs and safety and security, and so I think we got to open the government. But I really think there was an agreement that both sides should come to the table and really look for a way out.
Congressman, did any of your party leaders tell you not to go? We heard anecdotal reports of that.
No, okay. No. In fact, we've been, talking to leadership all along the way, as we should. But I think, a group of us really, the problem solvers, really felt that we should go in a bipartisan way and talk to the president. And he invited us, and we went.
All right. Do you share the view of some of those leaders that a wall is immoral?
I think, we need to have tough border security. I also think we need to fix immigration. So that's really where I'm talking about. I see an agreement to be had, there are many of us in Congress that really think if we sat down, we could find a way forward here. We've expressed that, and I've expressed that, but I think you got to open the government. It's very hard to actually have that conversation when things are shut down. And I've heard that, I'm sure you've heard this from Democrats and Republicans, that we've got to reopen the government and have that conversation. And we've got to get things going.
All right. So when the president hears from Nancy Pelosi that the wall is a non-starter, he always goes back to the default position. All right, well, there's no use in trying to reopen things and go back because you're already ruling out the one thing that I want to see happen. Should she have done that? Should she have said, all right, we'll leave that open?
Well, I don't want to get in speaking for her. I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for myself. I think we need to make sure that we have tough borders. We've got to keep out criminals and drug dealers and terrorists out of our country.
So you don't
but we also need to have
I just want to be clear. You don't
yeah.
agree with those in your party who say the president is manufacturing a problem. You see it as a legitimate problem.
Well, I think all presidents have seen that all Democrat and Republican have known we need to have tough borders. That said, I think we need to actually address our immigration issues, and that's got to be dealt with too. You got to look at this together, and I think you've got to do it when the government's open. But I think you've heard historically from Democrats and Republicans there's a way forward here with both those issues, but we've got to talk about it and be willing to talk about it. And I know we all talk about it in different ways, but we've got to actually come to the table and have a real conversation, and not just on not just on TV screens yelling at each other, but actually really sit down face to face and keep that conversation going. It's what the American people hire us to do. They expect us, what I did most of my career in business, they expect us to actually sit down and talk to one another and not get everything you want. And I think that's really what the Problem Solvers Caucus, which I co-chair, is really focused on. Where is that? Where is that common ground? And it's really going to be up to many people in my party and in both houses to really sit down and talk to each other.
You're a young guy, but great wisdom in your position.
Well, I appreciate you saying that I'm young.
Well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Is it your sense that those who refused to meet with the president, he wanted to meet with a number of Democratic officials yesterday, or congressmen and women, and I don't know whether it's true that they were told not to go, but they didn't go, not a one of them. Now, you did.
A couple of them from yesterday actually came. That were invited yesterday.
Well,
decided to come to today's meeting.
I was going to ask you, so thank you for that. So, do you think that it is bad when someone refuses an invite from the president to go to the White House and meet?
Well, lots of people have different reasons, and I don't want to speak for my colleagues. I know that several who were invited yesterday actually came today. We decided to have one meeting because they're in the Problem Solvers Caucus, so they came today.
Like yesterday? Did they tell you that was done?
No. They just, when we talked yesterday, they said, well, why don't we just go today? And so we just made one meeting. I think then some, rumors got out that they didn't want to go, and I think we were all eager to sit down and talk. The White House invites you, and actually you want to have and you can have a constructive conversation, which is what we did argument today, very productive, very constructive, and I think we really, what we all said is like there is a way forward here, and I think you heard both sides saying that, and you know, to me that's what this is all about. It's what people expect us to actually do. Talk to one another, figure it out, get the government open, don't put our skies at risk or our food safety at risk or our prisons at risk. Like actually just let's get this done, and I'm hopeful, and that's why I'm going to keep working on this, and I know many of us are, because we got to get it done.
All right, in the end, we're all Americans. Forget Democrat, Republican,
that's exactly right. We're all Americans. That's exactly right.
Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.